I'm not gonna lie, money well spent. But like, please, please, like, sub, anything. I don't mind spending money on Warframe, but like, $10 is $10. Ignoring my crippling fashion frame edition, let's addiction. Oh my goodness. Let's go over Baruuk's abilities. Number one, elude. Dodge all incoming projectiles, but only while not attacking. Use again to deactivate ability. Okay, so basically, you ever watch I didn't even watch Dragon Ball, but for those who did, remember when Goku was just like standing still, dodging, and it looked like he was moving, but he was. That's what this is. Okay, you can't get it, but not really, because you could get hit from the back. Pause. But while elude is active, you cannot get hit while you're not attacking, as the ability said. And it also, what's it called? Erodes your restraint meter, which I'll talk about once we get to the last ability, because that's what it's for. But yeah, as long as they're in front of you, you cannot take damage. But if you have, see how the angle of the ability, or like the range angle of the ability is 180. If you use range, it increases obviously the angle, and will make. And if you use both of these mods, you can get hold up, that is the wrong mod. You can get 360 angle, which is obviously your entire body. So yeah, you you know, you don't have the Byakugan anymore. You don't have a blind spot. You need full 360 invincibility while you're not attacking, which is up to you whether you use both of these mods. But just thought that was something to mention. All right, second ability, lull. A claiming wave slows enemies until they fall into a slumber. Oh my goodness! Enemies woken by damage will be confused and disoriented. Short-term amnesia means all enemies waking will forget anything that happened before lull. So none of that means you don't have to worry about not that too long of explanation. Okay, too long of explanation. Lull, you just if you want to use this ability, usually people will build for negative range. I mean, not negative range, negative duration, using what were the mods? Hold on. Using transcendent fortitude and fleeting expertise, you could like get it down to 13 of duration. Okay, which allows you to spam it and like erode your oh my goodness, your restraint meter. It allows you to erode your restraint meter a lot faster. Okay, if you have lower durability with lull, but low key spamming lull is like you gotta perfectly time when they wake up, because you can't put them to sleep when they're already asleep, and it's just weird. It's not fun. So it's assuming lull off for the build I'm gonna be showing y'all today. But third ability, Desolate Hands. Desolate Hands summon a BV, a bevy of orbiting daggers to seek out enemy guns, destroying them with a small explosion, combined with elude to double its range, which is your first ability. So these having both of these abilities, it's not that big of a deal of synergy, okay, but it is some, unlike lull. Okay, lull. We don't like lull. But yeah, basically what this does is damage reduction. This is basically the point of this move. Like this null stars, okay? Not really. If you upgrade your ability strength, you get 90% damage reduction from this. And yeah, that's basically all it is. Damage reduction, shoots out, and it destroys guns as it says. Okay. Yeah. Alright, for its fourth ability, his last ability, which is the whole point of the restraint meter and eroding it and all that nonsense. Serene Storm. With his restraint eroded, Baruuk commands the desert wind to deliver powerful radial strikes. Blah 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 blah. Basically, exalted melee. Okay, this thing is like amazing. I love this. Is my favorite melee character for a reason. All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the What should I show first? Show you the build for the Warframe first. Show you the build for Warframe first. All right, we got brief respite. Okay, so we're not. I don't know what other people would put in here, but this is what I would put in here. Okay, my shield gets broken. Lol fails me. I mean, not lol. Oh my goodness, elude fails me. I just mash Desolate Hands because you're going to be recasting this over and over again anyway. So yeah, brief respite, equilibrium. I don't ever like use a build without equilibrium. I love this mod. A lot of people, you could probably make a build without this mod, but I love this mod. Flow, I don't have enough space because I just subsumed them. Obviously, you put Prime Flow in here. I don't run a build without Flow either. I love having a lot of energy. These two usually are always in every build I use. Probably a waste of mod slots to some people, but I don't care. I don't care. Intensify, Blind Rage for ability strength for not only our fourth ability, but also Wrathful Advance, which we assumed over LOL because LOL is boring and Wrathful Advance is goated. Okay. Reactive Storm. You like if you're using Baruuk and you're not using this mod, you're low key throwing. Okay, low key throwing. It's like using Excalibur without that whatever the thing is that gives him status chance on the Exalted Blade. It's you're throwing. Okay, you're throwing. Bandage mod. You gotta use this. Not gonna lie. His other augment, not really that big of a deal if you're not using elude. If you're using elude, use this mob. If you're subsuming elude off and you spamming low, that's on you. You don't use this mod because you can't. It's whatever. Put whatever you want in there. Continuity for Raffle Advance. We want this to not last like 5 seconds. So yeah, continuity I put on here. Adaptation. Your fourth ability gives you 40% damage reduction. Probably forgot to say that. You get 90% damage reduction from this, and I also get another 90% damage reduction from this. No, I need to say anything more. Damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction. Arcanes, Arcane Fury, Arcane Strike. Use these almost on like every melee Warframe. I don't know what else is like. What else you got better to use on like unless you got some secret synergy I don't know about. A lot of Warframes are going. A lot of melee Warframes are going to use both of these mods. Maybe not both of them together, but definitely one or the other in like every melee Warframe specific build. But yeah, that's the build for the Warframe. Now let's go to the build for the melee. All right, for the melee build, we're gonna use melee influence. I know a lot of people don't like this mod, but I don't really care. Right? Like they're not gonna nerf it. You might as well use it. You know. So yeah. Organ Shatter for critical damage. For obviously, we're gonna get a critical chance from Wrathful Advance, so we don't need critical chance on this. All right, Organ Shatter for critical damage. Gladiator's Might for critical damage. Seismic Wave for the slams because we're going to use slams in this instead of just M1. You could change this out for Berserker's Fury and just click away. That works too. It's melee influence. Almost anything is going to work because Baruuk's little things are huge. Okay, no matter what you use, but I still feel like the slam is pretty fun. So, or a lot funner than I don't know. Either way, it's melee. It's not really going to be hard either way. So, whatever. Um, Voltaic Strike and Shocking Touch for electricity, obviously for melee influence. Galvanize Elementalist for the status damage. Okay. Critical. I mean, fuck. Oh my goodness. Galvanize Steel for the crit chance. Okay, and the crit damage, and Smite Grenier for the faction damage. If you don't want to use a faction damage mod, you could use Weeping Wounds for more status chance. You could use no, I think your only choice might be Weeping Wounds. Yeah, Weeping Wounds for the status chance. If you don't want to use a faction mod, but you might as well use a faction mod, or you can play around with it, put whatever you want in there. I'm just advising you to put certain stuff in there, okay? And Truce Flame, if you get this thing, Baruuk kills things, especially like in a group, if they're grouped up with melee influence, with like 1-on-1, okay? So if you do eventually get Tennokai, you could just jump, heavy attack, like you're Bucky from Marvel Rivals, again. You know what I mean? Truth Flame is just fun. If you want to go all in on like the heavy attack spam, like when you get it, you could honestly change this out for Killing Blow. Does it give you heavy attack damage? Heavy attack wind-up speed doesn't really affect the slam. I think it makes you get up faster, but obviously it doesn't make you slam faster because it doesn't make sense. But yeah, you could do that. That's also an option. But yeah, that's the build for Baruuk and the his Desert Wind. If you like the video, please just like it. It doesn't cost anything. You're not giving me anything. Just a click, just one click. Just gently caress the like button. I'll see you guys next video. Have fun with whatever you're gonna do with this.